Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final 4 parts of 9.3. Today we're gonna attempt 9.3.2 Mystic Gate, starting off with Hyperion, then Storm, Dragon Man, Terrax, Tigra, and ending with Hulkling. And the boss from 9.3.2 we're going to attempt is going to Captain America Infinity War. I think he is going to be the second most toughest boss in 9.3. For your boost and masteries, use your boost if you're running champions below rank 4 or rank 3, 7 stars. And I would suggest you to have Mystic Dispersion 3 by 5 at least for this one. You will not need your strikers, but you bring along, they will be helpful. And your best champions are going to be Mystics with powerful special attacks, especially special 2 attacks. You can also use other champions that have strong special attacks, special attack 2s. I'll explain them in a moment why once I go into the path and explain the nodes. So let's jump right into it. So the first fight is going to be against a Hyperion, and the first node you need to know about is Adaptive Power Shield. So the defender will take 90% reduced damage from all sources except special attacks. But there's another caveat to it. It's adapted towards 200% extra attack for every bar of power if used. So if you use SP1, that would be 200% extra damage. If you use SP2, that's 400% extra damage. And if you use an SP3, that is going to be 600% extra damage. And the defenders are going to be immune to neutralize effects, and they will throw special 1 and special 2 more often. Now there is going to be an unblockable as well every 8 seconds, and that will last for 4 seconds, so just be careful about that. And finally, there is also power outage, so whenever the attacker will activate a special attack, there will be a 6-second timer and it will be paused until the end of the attack. It will be removed if you fill a bar of power within that. So that's why Mystic Dispersion would be so important, because most of the defenders are going to be cosmic defenders or defenders with quite a bit of buffs. So as you use Mystic champions and those buffs expire, you will gain power, so you don't have to worry about the power outage node. Now, having that out of the way and explaining, second fight is going to be against a Storm, and I'm using White Tiger. White Tiger is just nuts for this part, to be honest. You can just start with your SP1, get the get the power steal up, and then you can just spam your SP2s. They like really hurt. So let's evade that SP2 and we go back in, and because of all of those prowess that are expiring, I'm getting to my SP2. I don't have to worry about the SP3 at all. Just go in, another SP2, and look at that damage. The way she eats up all the defenders is just crazy. And before you know it, 2 of the fights are done and we are jumping on to the third one. So White Tiger is an absolute beast, Bishop is an absolute beast, Juggernaut is just crazy for this path. Now another great champion for the path is going to be Wong. Now you might say, oh, he has a lot of build up. No, actually. You just start with the green power of him, where he is going to absorb any energy damage, and you just spam your SP2s and the damage is going to be nuts. Now I do make quite a few mistakes here, because I was thinking I have unblockable when I use my heavy attack to get the unstoppable, but I made a few mistakes, so the fight took longer. But Wong is just nuts for all of this path as well. So his SP2 like really hurts strongly to the opponent. And with the 200% damage for every bar of power at 400%, it really hurts. Just check that out. Look at that, 30% gone in one SP2. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Just be careful about the special attack, especially when the defender is going to be unblockable. That is going to hurt really bad. I would suggest you to try and keep Dragon Man to an SP1 only, but then he can also get to an SP3 and that can really hurt. Especially with the unblockable, you have to take care about not getting hit by the SP2, because that can apply all of those incinerates on you, and that will deal quite a bit of damage. But because I'm using Wong, I'm not really worried about it, because I am going to heal all of that back. So right here, I thought I had an unstoppable, and because I'm unstoppable, I will have an unblockable SP2, but I made a mistake there. So I think I do that a couple of more times, and then I am able to bring Dragon Man down. Again, the defender is not difficult. You can bring in any champion, to be honest. I just have a rank 4 Wong, so I just brought him in so I could finish the fight faster if I stop making the mistakes. But then again, just simply bring in your Mystic champions, try to have a Mystic Dispersion of 3 by 5, and that should be enough to for you to keep getting your bar of power and not getting power drained by power outage, and you should be good to get through this path eventually. And here is going to be the last SP2, and that will take out Dragon Man, and I'm gonna come out with full health. Next one is going to be against a Terrax. Now there are plenty of different options to take him. You can bring in White Tiger here. You can also bring in Wiccan here. Although his neutralize won't work, so just be careful about that. You can spam your SP1s and get the regen from all of this damage. Wong is going to be crazy as well here, so quite a few options that can work against Terrax. I'm going to use, of course, the best one, that is going to be Absorbing Man. All of that armor ups are going to fuel me, and I'm just going to build up to my SP2 and then throw it with a heavy attack so I can get the heavy attack as unblockable, and I can also apply all of those armor breaks on him and deal all kinds of crazy damage to him. Look at that. One SP2 and he's down to 40%, and also I'm getting my heals as well. So yeah, Absorbing Man is a great option for this path. Again, I'm almost up to 600 of my charges, and at the end of it I'm going to throw my striker, then heavy into SP2, and that should take out Terrax. Now Tigra can be a bit annoying fight because of the unblockable specials. I would say keep her to an SP1 if you're not comfortable evading her SP2, because her SP2 has like 6 hits to evade, and she can be pretty annoying to deal with. Now if we keep her to an SP1, that can be like an easy way to deal with her, but she is a bit annoying. Sometimes she will not throw her specials, she will throw heavy attacks, and her AI is a bit weird in that way. So you just have to be careful about that. I am using a Wonk here, and I'm trying to do the same thing. Let her throw out the SP1s and using my heavy attack to build up my power while I have enough charges, and then yeah, just throw your SP2s out. I've got two of my blessings activated, so I don't need to worry about activating others, and I'm just gonna wait for her to throw a SP1. I use my heavy attack with an unblockable special too. Again, quite a bit of damage. She's down to 36%. So as long as you keep Tigra to an SP1 and you use a good Mystic Champion with all of that damage, you should be able to take down Tigra quite comfortably in the end. Try not to push her to an SP2 because that can be a bit annoying to deal with. But other than that, pretty straightforward and simple fight. Tigra is down. We are going to move on to the last fight. Now here we are against Hulkling. Now I just brought in a Symbiote Supreme because Symbiote Supreme was one of my first 7-star Mystic Champions I got, and he is amazing. Only one thing here is I have to take care, because Hulkling is immune to power drain and power steal, so I have to take care about that. I'm just waiting for him to throw that SP2 out so I can throw my SP3, and because of the adaptive power shield, I will do 600% extra damage on one of my SP3s. So that's the goal. Just keep throwing those SP3s out as soon as you get them, and then SP2s also, and that should be enough to take out Hulkling. Yeah, he might get those indestructible charges, but that's okay. Just play around them and you should be alright, and you should be eventually able to take him out. Once you throw a few special, he gets very trigger happy, and he keeps throwing those specials out again and again, so it gives you enough opportunity to go back in and deal damage. And just right here, kaboom, look at that damage with one SP2, and he is dead. Right after this, throws another SP2, and my SP3 is going to just kill him off. So yeah, the path is pretty straightforward, to be honest, with any Mystic Champions. But the difficult one, trust me, is going to be the boss. Because I think Captain America Infinity War is the second most difficult boss in all of this. So the first things first, notice the yellow bar with the cooldown, yellow shield with the cooldown underneath Captain America Infinity War's health bar. That is destructive feedback shield. So whenever that is active, he will absorb all the damage with him, and when the cooldown is off, he will take damage from it. But if you parry him or you get hit during that one, you are going to take damage, so you have to be careful about that. Second one, there is crit me baby one more time, so he only takes damage with the whenever you crit. So it's the same way that the shield will also only absorb damage when you will crit the opponent. So you need probably skill champions for the class advantage that crit a lot. So those are going to be important ones. Secondly, you notice that whenever he will throw a special attack, I'm going to get the cross counter on me, and within that timer I have to knock him down. Now the easy way would be just to parry and heavy him. That is the best way to use a heavy attack to knock down and remove that cross counter. But I think you will really need to learn the spacing on the SP1 and SP2 if you want to do it reliably and not lose health. Because remember, whenever the timer will expire, you will take health almost half of your HP. And it takes quite a bit of time if you go in again and parry and heavy. So the best way is to learn the timer. If you want to keep him to an SP1, it's much easier. Keep him to an SP1 and just here use a heavy attack. So any skill champion with a high crit rate and a long reach on the heavy attack. When I say long reach, I am also talking about your Elsa Bloodstone. I think she's going to be great. Also, I think Monkey should also be great here. Hit Monkey. So there are quite a few champions that have long reach. I think Blade would be another great champion here because his his heavy attack has quite a long reach. So you can reliably knock down the defender. That is very important. Now there is another node with cement shoes. So you are going to gain that charges on you, and you can only remove them when you parry every 8 seconds. But if you get 3 of those charges and you're not using a special, you will be rooted. So for that, try to save a striker and then try to run out the timer. So I got late here. Look at how much damage I took. So that is the balancing act here. At one point, you don't want to parry the opponent when the destructive feedback is active, but the node with cement shoes, it forces you to parry the opponent. So you have to play very carefully. Although this fight can be done with any champion, I would really suggest you to bring skill champions with a long reach on the heavy attack, so you can punish the special attacks just like this and you can keep the fight going. And though you will get extra crits with the combo party as well. So if you get hit once, you're dead. So I hope this helps you guys and you get to know how to fight this fight. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below and I will help you out. We got 3 more parts remaining. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of 9.3 and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.